What's going on, my PT peeps and my Cobra Kai fans? Well, I guess Karate Kid fans. I'm One Eyebrow, also known as PT, and I'm here to break down the Season 3 trailer of Cobra Kai. Obviously, spoiler warning for all things Cobra Kai and the Karate Kid. And also the big news that January 1st is the premiere date of Cobra Kai Season 3. Now, the trailer, the early trailer of this, starts with the stuff of how it ended with Season 2, with Johnny on the beach, drinking, thinking about the good times when Cobra Kai was back on top, how he kind of rebuilt his life a little bit. And then we know that it's not going to be going that well because Miguel is in the hospital. Johnny's beat up. Miguel, we'll have to see what happens with Miguel, but Johnny is definitely feeling bad for what happened to Miguel because it's kind of his fault. It's Daniel's fault. It's everyone's fault. Now, Miguel has a cervical collar, a halo, because of this injury right here. We're not sure what level the spinal cord is injured, but we'll have to see what happens with Miguel. Hawk is looking at Johnny. They're most likely in school, and we'll have to see what happens because the school goes on. Hawk is still a student in high school. Johnny and Daniel are looking at each other in the Cobra Kai dojo. It goes from then, now, back then. We see Tori hitting some elbow strikes on the bag. Also, the next scene is Hawk doing the same thing, probably on a dummy. Not sure if he's hitting someone or not, but he's probably training at the Cobra Kai dojo. Again, at the end of Season 2, Johnny gave up Cobra Kai to John Kreese. You want Cobra Kai? It's all yours. But I doubt Johnny is going to go down without a fight, and that'll be a big part of Season 3. Johnny throws the alcohol at his sweet ride here. And I have to say, it's a pretty awesome car. Cobra Kai representing. I wonder what happens with the car. Does somebody steal it? We do see an auto body shop later in the trailer. Then we see the pan over sky shot, drone shot of the city, the valley. I'm not sure what I'm looking at here, but it's probably Los Angeles. Then we see Miguel in the hospital with his mom, with his grandmother, and he's not doing so well. Johnny's in jail, probably going to get bailed out by Daniel. I'm not sure who else could bail him out. But then we see Robbie in handcuffs, and I'm guessing that's Daniel LaRusso in there where his hand is to the left. Looks the outfit you see later on in the trailer. Daniel's wearing a similar outfit. And why is Robbie getting arrested? Is it because of the fight in the school at the end of Season 2? Or is it another fight, another altercation? We'll have to see how it goes down. But Robbie goes to a juvenile detention center. Samantha LaRusso goes back to school, and it's probably not good, but now they have metal detectors and they have insecurity. Tori's looking at money, and I'm guessing she's broke. She's probably kicked out of school, and it's just rough for Tori. Then we see the showdown of Miyagi-Do versus Cobra Kai, and I have to say that Hawk seems to be the one bowing down to Dimitri a little bit. Dimitri seems kind of like the bully, and the whole thing is Cobra Kai to blame? Is Johnny actually the victim and not the villain from the Karate Kid movies? It makes you wonder, right? It does make you wonder, is Daniel actually the villain more so than Johnny? And Cobra Kai does a great thing there with changing the perspective. We're following Johnny at the beginning of Cobra Kai, and it's pretty cool. Now, Miguel wakes up, and we know that Miguel is not going to be in a coma for like the entire season, maybe even one episode he probably wakes up. But Daniel goes to the Cobra Kai dojo and talks with Kreese. Fear does not exist in this dojo, and it's bringing back weird nostalgia and just, bad memories for Daniel. Also, Daniel's wearing white and John's wearing black, and it makes you think of the symbolism here, right? Then the next scene, you see a snake. Is it a cobra? I don't think so. I think it's just a snake, and I believe this snake or another snake will be released into one of Daniel LaRusso's car dealerships. So they're playing some dirty tactics, and it's war. John Kreese is still living in the Vietnam War era in his mind, so we'll have to see what's the war here. But I can't wait to find out. And then we see a flashback of Hawk, Eli, being picked on by one of the guys that was connected with Sam. He's there in the back of the dojo, and really Hawk is one of the guys that runs Cobra Kai. He's one of the lead students, and he runs things here. So this guy's like, okay, and why is he here? What happened to Miyagi-Do? What happened to Daniel's teaching? Then we see Daniel and Johnny in an auto body shop. Does it have something to do with Johnny's car? I would think so, right? We see 3 guys taking on 2 guys. Well, it's more like 4 or 5 guys taking on 2 guys. And what happened to Johnny? His face is all beat up. We didn't really see this at the end of season 2, at least I can't remember. But Johnny pushes Daniel out of the way and he's like, and then boom, sucker punches this guy and a fight ensues. Cobra Kai has a lot of action and that's what we're watching it for. Yes, it's karate and think what you want about that martial art, but it is a highly action-packed series. Daniel's wife is talking about, you two guys are old, right? You're not detectives, you're not cops, but I wonder what the paperwork is that she's looking at. Also, the red dress. We'll have to see how the symbolism takes over in this series. Johnny talks about Tango and Cash, and hopefully you get the 80s references of the Sylvester Stallone movie. And it's interesting of Cobra Kai is bringing Daniel LaRusso and Johnny Lawrence together. And I wonder what's going to happen with the LaRussos and their marriage. Are they going to be on rocky terms this season? Most likely. Here's some great action. Ralph Macchio is not a stunt actor. He brings in the real martial artist. Here, as you can tell, that is clearly not Ralph Macchio, but we go high, low, Johnny goes low. Daniel, well, the stunt double of Daniel, take down this guy in an awesome sequence. I can't wait to see the action. Then we go back to high school and we see Hawk on the red team. Takes us back to Karate Kid 1, with the soccer sequence. Sam says, I thought we were the good guys. Well, that's debatable. If you're on Cobra Kai's side, who's the villain? If you're on Miyagi-Do's side, who's the villain? Then we see Dimitri take down Eli. And again, I have to say, Dimitri is the aggressor here. Reminds me a lot of the sequence from Karate Kid 1 when Daniel was taken down by one of the people from Cobra Kai. Dimitri is kind of cocky there too, so I'll have to see what happens with Dimitri and Eli, and maybe the roles were reversed. Dimitri becomes the villain. Robbie is in the juvenile detention center. Remember, they're underage kids, so he didn't go to jail. He went to a juvenile detention center. How's he going to get out of here? We're not sure, right? But we'll have to see what happens with this group of people, and we know that Robbie can take care of himself. And I have to say that the actor who plays Robbie is one of the better martial artists on the show. He actually knows some stuff, and I wonder if he actually does a lot of his own stunts, but he got beat up here. Then we see Sam somewhere. Is this an arcade? Not sure where this is, but she's flipping someone. Then we see Tori coming in at where could be the same area that Sam is at, and there could be a showdown here with Sam and Tori, and there looks to be several showdowns with Sam and Tori this season, so there's going to be more girl fights. Then we see Daniel talking to Sam, and they're training again, and it's good to see the LaRussos doing some training, and we'll have to see what happens with what makes Daniel go to Okinawa, because why would he leave his family, his daughter, his wife, when stuff starts to break down, right? Why would he leave? I guess it's because the marriage is on the rocks. Why would he just leave his family if they're in danger here? It doesn't make that much sense, but they're training here. And is this when Daniel already comes back from what he learned in Okinawa from Chosen? I mean, we never really saw Daniel use weapons before, but we see Miguel awake. Johnny is trying to talk some sense into Miguel, be his coach, be his leader, be his pep talker, his motivator. And because Johnny is like, look, we don't give up. We're not going to give up. We're going to do this. And Miguel's like, yes, sensei. He still has respect for Johnny, and Miguel is still Johnny's student, so Miguel is not going to be alone, and Johnny's going to help rebuild Miguel. And then we see Amanda LaRusso going into Cobra Kai, and she's going to go slap John Kreese in the face, and it's great, right? But why is she coming here to fight the battle of Daniel, right? Why isn't Daniel there slapping John in the face? Why isn't he punching John in the face, right? But either way, Amanda comes in, steps up, and really sticks up for the LaRussos, and it's pretty awesome. It's a good fight, and I love the face there. He's like, ooh. And then we see Johnny go in to Cobra Kai's dojo. He's going to kick open the door and have a problem with John Kreese again. Everybody hates John. But then we see another showdown with Tori and Sam, and it's different outfits, different locations, so we're probably going to get at least a couple different showdowns with Tori and Sam, and we'll have to see what the problem is here. Robbie's kind of got a little blood coming down his face, but he's smiling. So there was another fight in the juvenile detention center, and Robbie is sticking up for himself. And here's a continuation of the prior scene where John goes into Cobra Kai and probably kicks open the door. Yeah! to John's office. And then we see a flashback of when Miguel was kicking butt at the All Valley Karate Tournament. And I really hope Miguel is not in a wheelchair like the entire season or the rest of the series. Hopefully he gets up and his condition is so that he can actually walk again and do karate again. But at the beginning, he's going to have to rebuild himself. He's going to have to do some therapy, some physical therapy. Hence, the PT channel comes in, right? Robbie is going to be met by John Kreese at the Juvenile Detention Center, and I'm guessing that is why Johnny is pissed. Like, what are you doing there talking to my son? You're not going to do that. You don't have any right to do that, and that's what causes problem. Then we see Miguel doing some crunches with a keg, a mini keg, a pony keg, a small keg. And it's interesting because if he has a spinal cord fracture, he would have limited core. Depends what level it is. It's, you know, it's a fictional show, but we'll have to see what they actually use with Miguel. You see Johnny using the beer, like, come on, there is no pain. And he's getting beer all over Miguel's face. And I have to say, Johnny is one of the best parts of Cobra Kai. And Miguel is great too, but we see that Miguel needs help. You see the wheelchair right there. Johnny helps him up. So he's going to be in a wheelchair at least some part of the season. And I hope that they don't have him in a wheelchair the rest of the series. You know, maybe they do, but he's getting some therapy here and John is hugging Miguel. And I'm guessing that Miguel is in physical therapy because that is a body weight support harness that you used for walking, stability, balance again when, you know, you have a spinal cord injury like Miguel has. But Johnny is not giving up on Miguel. And there's a scene going around on YouTube where John, you know, takes Miguel's phone, puts it on the side table and pushes it away. And he's like, go get your phone. Go get it. And Miguel's like, I can't walk. And Miguel reaches and he reaches forward and he's going and he falls down. And John's like, whoop. And it's a lighthearted moment. And being a physical therapist myself and working with spinal cord patients, I know the seriousness of it. And I know it's a fictional show. And I really hope they do it justice and talk about physical therapy and everything involved with it because it's really tough. It's a serious thing. And I don't want them to make light of it. And I don't think they are. They're trying to say like he needs to work harder, and I really hope Miguel rehabs and he can use his legs again at some point. This is Okinawa, or supposed to be Okinawa. Daniel is going there. He's going to meet Kumiko and Chosen. No word about Sato, but he's looking down at a photo. I'm guessing this photo is what we think it is. An old photo, a probably real photo of the two actors from Karate Kid 1 or maybe Karate Kid 2. Kumiko is back. And I'm excited to see these actors. And I'm guessing that Daniel goes to Okinawa and the whole like what if situation, if they stay together or not. And Kumiko is the one that brings Chosen around. And what is left for Daniel to learn? Probably a lot. Maybe Chosen knows certain things that Mr. Miyagi didn't teach Daniel, right? And that's awesome because we get to see a little bit more of the teaching Karate Kid style things, even though these are two old men doing karate. It just looks kind of funny. But either way, Chosen is back. Kumiko is back in season 3. Hopefully we're going to see Ali as well. But it's really awesome when they're bringing prior people back from this universe, the Karate Kid universe, into the show. Daniel and Chosen have some fight scenes, and I'm super excited to see where this goes. And I guess we're going to see a D. Snyder band here rocking the 80s. And I guess that's what he does now. I guess he's not a part of Twisted Sister. But Miguel is sitting down. Not sure if that's a beer or not. But Johnny is trying to pep up Miguel with some 80s style rocking D. Snyder. I guess he's got his own thing here. Then at the end, we see Johnny at what looks to be a Christmas party, holiday party. Looks kind of like a wedding, but I believe it's a Christmas party that we see here. Looks to be the same lighting that the LaRussos are probably having or a part of at the country club. Takes us back to Karate Kid 1. And is that Ali right there? We'll have to see, but I hope Ali returns to this universe in season 3 of Cobra Kai, and it makes sense. I think they set it up and it should happen, but is that Ali right there? I think it is. Then we see Chosen in another shot here with Daniel, and this is another different trailer, but they're inside there and now they're outside. So there's some pretty good fight scenes with Daniel and Chosen, and we're probably learning some new techniques. So like I said before, does Daniel go to Okinawa to learn some things, to take a break? Is there marriage on the rocks or something? You know, I'm not sure why he leaves, but he goes to Okinawa to learn some things. And what does he learn here? He learns a takedown. He learns some different moves. because Daniel kind of learned some things, but you can always keep learning. Daniel's got a little mark on his eye. So again, what's going to happen with the fight scenes? Is Cobra Kai going to fall? Who are these two guys with Tori? And they look to be inside the LaRusso's home. So again, another fight scene probably coming with Tori and Sam in different outfits. So can't wait to see how it goes down. Robbie doing some acrobatics here. He's in a chokehold and runs up the wall and does a flip and comes around and kicks some butt. And then we see Tori, well, she totally misses Sam, but you know, it's a show. Tori, Sam, good fight scenes. Can't wait to see how it goes down. Let me know your thoughts. Post your comments below. Can't wait to watch Cobra Kai on January 1st, 2021.